Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about putting in an offer. There are some things to consider before putting your offer in writing for the seller to review. Have your agent contact the listing agent. They'll be able to get additional information from the listing agent to be able to make your offer stand out above any other offers that might be received. They can find out things like who the seller would like to use for their closing. Why are they selling? Are there any other offers? What is the seller looking for? These things will help put your offer in the front of the line. Your agent also can prepare a cover letter for your offer, explaining your situation, why you're buying the home, what your intentions are with regards to holding the home long term, or if you're going to be using the home for investment purposes. This will also play a factor in the seller's considering of your offer. Do a little bit of detective work or make sure your agent has. Is there a current mortgage on the property? How much is that current mortgage? All of this information can be found in public record and can assist you in determining what you offer for the home itself and any other conditions that you might be including in your offer. It will tell you how long the sellers own the property, and it will help you to make decisions as you're reviewing the different contingencies in your offer for the seller to consider. If the home is older, or if it was obvious when you did your initial walkthrough that there's been additions to the original structure, you can look through building permits and see if those additions or modifications were done legally or through proper HOA channels. This is important as well because the appraiser will look at these modifications, and if they weren't done the right way, you might not get full value for the modifications when they're considering the assessed value of the home for the appraisal process of your loan. Make sure that your agent has given you a full background of the neighborhood and the market that you're offering on. Not only look at the home's current sold values, but you want to also look what's under contract and what is active. Compare that to the home that you're offering on so that you know that you're making an informed decision and you're making the best offer possible for the home that you'd like to purchase. Make sure you know what the taxes and insurance on this particular property will be. They will be included in your mortgage payment, and it can affect the bottom line substantially. You want to make sure of flood insurance if you're in a special zone. You want to make sure that you know all of the information possible before you make your offer, and this information is public data and can be determined by talking to your local insurance agent as well. If the home that you're considering to buy is part of a homeowners association or HOA, you want to make sure that you understand what the HOA fees are, when they're due, if it's monthly, quarterly, or annually, and what they cover. Specifically for condominiums or apartments, they may cover things such as water bills or exterior structure maintenance, besides the limited common elements or roads or lights. You do want to make sure that you know what your HO fees are and when they're paid and what they cover. You can get a copy of the Homeowners Association's budget and financials as part of a contingency in your contract. If it's not part of a contingency in your contract, you can request this on your own as well if the seller does not have this documentation to provide to you. One of the things that people forget about, even though it's not an item that should be forgotten, is the additional utility bills that you're going to have. Is there gas, electric, water? Are you going to get a landline telephone? There's also internet and cable fees. Though these fees aren't included in your mortgage, they will be monthly bills that you will be required to pay. Those things that are optional, like internet, cable, phone, of course you have control over those, but what are the costs of the electric, the gas, the water? Things that will be required of you to pay. And some areas might have higher monthly bills than you might be anticipating. Ask those questions of your agent. Possibly ask those questions of the seller. Would they be willing to provide you the last couple of months of statements so that you can determine how much money you're going to need to be able to upkeep and sustain the home while you're living in it? A big thing to do, and the final thing that I'm going to mention today, is to be able to look into and evaluate the surrounding area. Is it close to a school? Do you have children and you need to evaluate the schools? If the school next to you isn't one that you're considering to put your child in, is it easy to get a district exempt? You need to look at all of the factors surrounding the home that you're potentially going to be buying. Look at the area's traffic. Is there a lot of traffic for your commute to where your job is? Are you going to be working from home? Can you get internet in the home that you're considering? Does your cell phone get reception in the home? These are things that you might not initially consider, but are important and should be thought about before putting in an offer. A good tip is to download the area's news channel. This will give you morning traffic updates, and it'll also give you an overview of the area in general. It will help you make a decision as to if this area is where you would like to be moving. Remember, when you're looking for an agent, if you're not able to get these services, that agent might not be the best agent for you. If you're moving to an area where you do not have a friend or family member to recommend you someone that they know is going to be working for your best interest, give us a call, Savannah Gold Realty, and we will give you an agent that will do this legwork for you. Make sure that you're working with someone that is working for you so that you find your best new home. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.